This is Ann coming to you on a Thursday night. Happy New Year. I hope you've had a blessed start into the new year. I'm looking forward to an exciting year together, creating, crafting, and I'm so happy that I'm able to come live this evening. Let me find us on my iPad real quick. There we are. I hope you're all doing well. It is, I don't know, it's just strange to me. I've lost my days. I'm confused on what day of the week it is. When they have holidays like in the middle of the week, like that, back to back, it just messes me up somehow or another. I don't know. It just messes with my brain. And that is all. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down so we can get started. I hope you guys can see well. This is a 12 by 18. It's 12 this way and 18 this way oval from Craft Deals. That's what it looks like. It is 1/2 inch thick and it is a really hefty piece of wood. I went ahead and stained it with, let me get my new can out. My old one is just about done. Where's my white? This is not white. Okay, I lost my white. I just had it because I used it. This is the old can. It is, this is a solid. It is white. The can looks a little bit different now, but that is the color. I don't know what happened to the, that's black. Well, you guys know what it looks like. Here it is. I know I had it. This is what the new can looks like. And that's what I used. This is solid. That's what I used to stain that with. I couldn't. Like, I know I just had it. Crazy thing. I have lined my paper plates with coffee filters. That way I can save on my paper plates. We will be using Baby Blush from DecoArt. A little bit of champagne gold, white pearl, and maybe some oyster pearl. I'm not decided on the oyster pearl yet. All right, I want to put a little bit of the champagne gold, and let's see. I might put a little bit of the oyster pearl on here, just a little dry brushing. If you are commenting, I am not seeing comments. I have turned my camera backwards so that you guys can see the words. So I cannot see comments right now. For some reason or another, sometimes when you turn your camera around and you look on your secondary device, you cannot see comments. So, strangely enough, champagne gold, oyster pearl. And I am literally just going to streak this on here. If it is too much, I will feather it back with a little bit of water. I can feather it into the background. And all you have to do is just get a little bit of smidge of water, and then you can just make it disappear into the background. I just wanted a little bit of shimmer in here. I am so sorry that I cannot see comments. Take a little bit more of the oyster pearl. And let me show you what a little spritz of water will do. I just added a little spritz of water. And it just blends it into the background. I totally forgot to put my apron on, so let's hope we're not going to have no happy accidents. That looks good to me. So now our background is not stark white. I'm going to dry that. Hey, Miss Bonnie, thanks for sprinkling and Happy New Year. That's funny, I can see your comment, but I don't see anybody else's comments. Strangely weird. If you haven't heard, Central Stencil is doing free ship in January. There is a bundle coming out on the 3rd, I believe, and individual stencils for St. Patrick's Day and Mardi Gras. There are some other things on sale and happenings, and check the restocks to see if anything has been restocked. All kinds of things happening and going on. We are going to use the Love is Patient script, which I absolutely love. And I am going to, it repeats down here, right here, it starts over again. So I am looking, I want to start as far over as I can, and I want to stay somewhat straight. I have a little bit of words here, and I've got some words there. I think that looks good. I am hoping that it is straight. It is hard to tell, but I'm going to say it's straight. I'm just going to say it's straight. We will extend this over to the other side. It will not be in the middle. It'll have words continuing. It is okay. I'm using it as a pattern. I am going to use baby blush, and I am going to mix it a little bit with that oyster pearl. At least I will try. And I am going to use a 3/4 inch brush. Let's see, I like this one better. Yep, let me use this one. I am going to dip it in my pink. And I'm going to take a little bit of that oyster pearl. And then we will offload. There is too much paint on here. We don't want it that much paint. I just want a faint little background on the letters. This is just going to be for our background. Oh yeah, that is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we're gonna continue to add those two colors together. A dry brush is key to stenciling. If your brush is too wet, you will have bleed. So make sure that your brush is dry. Is anybody on the Essential Stencil page tonight? I have not looked to see if anybody is going to be on the Essential Stencil page tonight. I think I am going to intensify that just a little bit with just some plain pink in some areas, just to make it stand out. I love this script. I did not link the stencil. It is sold out at the moment. Matter of fact, both of the stencils I'm using are sold out at the moment. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up. I have to wait a little because I do have a delay. It would be Tammy, yeah, but I don't know if she's on since it is, oh yeah, you can see it a little bit. It is very faint in the background. It is so pretty. Yeah, it would be Tammy, but I don't know. This is already dry. I don't know if she will be on. Since it is the, January 1st. And now I'm just going to take it and see if I can match it up as best as I can to these letters right here. And just keep it in line. To where it looks like it was actually just a continuation of the words. I think that looks pretty good lined up. That is about the hardest part, to get it lined up, semi-lined up. Same process. We're going to use our pink and our oyster pearl. I have to get a little bit more pink. And it is Baby Blush. Offload it a little bit. And I know this is going to be so cool looking. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see it. I just dipped into my offload spot to just get a little bit more paint on my brush. I will take a peek to see if I've got good enough coverage. Hold onto your taped part. Okay, right here's where I need some more. Let's see if that did it. It is really hard to see with all the metallic going on. But that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be not in your face bright. I wanted it a little bit more in the background. Subtle. I think that'll do it. Yep, you can't even tell that there was a transition, and that's exactly what I hoped for. So you can't even tell that there was a transition. And I just see Miss Trisha popping on. Hey Trisha, hey Becky, welcome. Hey Dorothy. I am so glad you ladies are here. When I am done with my brushes, I take a wet wipe, disinfectant wipe. I just use Member's Mark from Sam's, and I wrap my brush in it. And that way, if I need to use it again, it will stay moist and I can use it again. I am going to dry it just to make sure everything is dry. And then I will lightly sand over this. With my 120 sandpaper. And to recap for those that might have just joined, I stained it with Minwax wood stain. It's a water-based stain in white. And then we added a little bit of champagne gold and oyster pearl to the background. And then we mixed a little bit of the baby blush and the oyster pearl for the letters of our script. And now we are going to take the angel wings, and this one is sold out as well, but please put your name on the list that you would like to see it restocked. It is from the Cardinals Appear and Angel Wing set. And I normally am not a measurer. I can't say that right. But I want my wings to be, you know, semi in the middle. So that is 4 and 1 little smidge. Okay, so because it is very deceiving. Okay, that's 3.5 now. I am looking at the top corners right here. Okay, I'm going to do it right at 4 and see if that will be... Okay, we add 4. You guys know I normally don't measure anything. Right at 4. Now I am just going to pick this up for just a second to see. I want to make sure that it is not cockeyed. It really wouldn't make that much of a difference if it was. I'm going to put this down first, and then I want you guys to help me decide. We've got the big rose out of the Pink Roses transfer set, or we have the smaller one. And I was gonna lay that rose right here to where the stem is in the middle, and the rose part is right here in the middle where that void part is. So either the big one or the little one, and we'll have to decide on whether we want to lay the stencil back down and then put the wings back over it, or whether we want to leave the wings underneath. The other option, out of the October Hope set for breast cancer, I've got these two little lovebirds. We could sit them on each side of the heart. It looks like a heart, the wings. Right here. Let me turn that around for you guys so you can see better. Like that. Or we could just add one little guy in the middle right here. So you let me know whether you want the birds or the flower, and then whether you want the big flower or the little flower. But let's get our wings on first. Looking to see if that looks straight. Little flower. We went to bed and barely stayed up until midnight. Doesn't it always work that way? You get a call right when you want to watch something or do something. Right, I am going to take the new clean part of my coffee filter, and this one is white pearl. And if it is too light, I'm going to put a coat of white under it first. And I am just going to use that same brush. I'm just going to get as much of the pink out as I can. And I'm just going to use that same brush. Since this has a lot of bridges on here, a lot of detailed, do not press hard, and have your brush about as dry as you can get your brush to be. Because the more paint you have on here, the more chance for bleed you have. This is way, way, way too wet. And also, wipe your sides off so that you don't see how much paint there was on the sides. Hello, little ladybug. So I am just going to lightly dance this brush around. And I am holding my finger on here. And I am brushing in the direction of the wings. And if this is too light, then I can come back with the gold and just do a gold color, or mix the pinks. Mix a little bit of the pink in here. I cannot tell with the light whether, yeah, it is on here, but it is too light. So I am going to do the wings in the champagne gold. The white is too light. Or should we add pink to the, should we do the champagne gold, or should we add pink? Thank you, Becky. I am thinking the champagne gold. And I'm just mixing the two. That way the gold is even lighter. And we'll just see what happens. Because we just want to faintly see them. Oh yeah, I think the gold, that gold mixed with the white is perfect. Very light strokes. I normally swirl, but since it's so intricate, I am literally just following the contours of the wing. I'm going to dry this. I'm going to put a second coat on. Oh, you said pink. Don't hold your heat gun too long on there. It will melt your stencil. Alright, we'll see what this looks like here in a moment. I still think it will be very beautiful. It is very delicate, very faint. This is a wonderful stencil to use with the cardinals. I absolutely love these wings. I'm going to dry it and add some more color to it. Get a little bit more out. I loaded it. Got to offload it again. Don't want to have too much paint on there. If you have bridges and you want to make sure that you don't move them, you can also stipple. Stippling will give it a little bit of texture. And for wings, that is even perfect because wings have feathers and feathers are textured. So that would be an option to do that. A little bit more paint. We'll do the same thing over here. It It just gives it a little bit of texture. You might not even see much of it. But that is one way to just add a little texture. Another thing that will be great for these wings is if you use texture paste and make them raised. That will be amazing. There's so many ways you can use this. And be cautious when you wash this, because these are very, very delicate. Be careful that you do not accidentally rip your bridges. You can see them on the camera really good. I can't see them too good because the light is shining on it. But this looks really pretty. In order to put our transfer on here, we need to make sure that this is really, really, really good and dry. Thank you for the hearts and thumbs up. I appreciate that, ladies. Again, I am just slightly, without any pressure, going over it because I want to make sure that this is as smooth as it can be. Let me see if I can hold it up for you. Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. I gotta wait until the camera, until I could see it on my video. I'm trying to hold it to where you'll be able to see it better. It just takes a minute once the video is delayed. So, you guys said the smaller one. My thinking was to put that right there. What do you guys think? The smaller one, that's the smaller one. Or the bigger one. And the birds would work too if you wanted to add birds. I know you guys said smaller one, but I wanted to give you another opportunity. I agree, I think the smaller one looks better. So let's just do the smaller one. Thank you, ladies. I am going to sand this just a little bit more. Now this is where my transfer is going, and I wanted to make sure that it was good to go. If you have not used transfers before, they come in 3 parts. The top part, the backer part, which is the carrier sheet. You peel it off like this. You have a shiny side and a dull side. If you need to lay it back down, lay it on the shiny side. Leave yourself enough room on the edges to where you can hold it on the clear part, not where the painted side is, because if you touch the painted part, it will come off on your hands. And if it accidentally falls, that is it. Most likely you're not going to be able to pick it back up. So we want to kind of hover over top to see where we want to lay it. I want my stem to be in the middle. I want my rosebud in the middle between the 2 wings. And that looks good to me. So I am laying this part down. This part I still have up. And then I'm just going to smooth it down to the bottom. And I'll rub over it with my hand just to make sure that it is warm and add the heat so it can transfer easier. Essential Stencil has these two transfer tools, which are amazing. And then these are the old transfer tools. Those are still good. I use these for a lot of different other things. You can use these for speckling. They're really good for speckling. I love my pink one. And since we are doing a rose, I'm going to use the pink one. And you can find all of this on the Essential Stencil site. If you do !ES, it will take you right over there and you'll be able to see all the new stuff that they have, all the sales. And remember, free shipping, so you can order 10 times if you want to, and you will get free shipping if you need to break things up. I just make sure that it is burnished in really good. And I can turn this your way. And I just pick the corner up right there. Oh, it's already down. And I just hold it. And you just burnish it in or rub it in. And I normally go from side to side and meet in the middle. If you pull it up and it is stuck, then you need to rub a little bit more. If it is not releasing easily, just rub it a little bit more. If you pick it up and there is something still attached to your carrier sheet, lay it back down and rub it some more. And all of these little stems, just make sure you get them in good, because you don't want to leave no goodness behind ours. So you don't want to amputate anything, right? Yeah, I agree, ladies, the smaller one at first. When I pulled everything together, I thought the bigger one, but that smaller one is just the perfect size. I agree with you, ladies. See, it's always good to see it, to step away and then see it from a different point of view. The transfers can be used on pretty much anything. You can use them on glass, on plastic, on fabric, on wood. I have not found a way to make them waterproof. I have not tried, to be honest with you, on fabric so they can be washed. But if you just want to do it on a decorative pillow, you can do that, or a bookmark, you could do that. You could put them on all kinds of metal. Just make sure that it is free of oil, grease, lotion, and make sure that you have a dry surface. It has to be dry. And I just take my time to make sure that I've got everything adhered. And you always see me have one hand down just to make sure I am not losing any part of my transfer. And see, we are clear. We've transferred everything down. You can take your transfer and rub over it, or you can gently rub with your hand and make sure that everything is in the background of that. Then if you want to, if your handwriting is good, you can personalize it. You can add a name. You can use alphabet stencils and add a name. But look at how gorgeous that looks. Now my question is, should we add small roses to the edges here? Should we add some more roses? I'm trying to hold it to where you can see it the best without that glare. So what do you guys think? And that, the words from the script is so faint in the background, but it is wonderful. So Do we want to add a couple of more little, they got like the little buds on here. I didn't know whether, what you guys thought about doing that, or should we leave it just the way it is? And you can add a tag to it, just put a tag with a name on it. So like these little buds, we could add some of those little buds around, or just some little flower buds. Maybe add one here and one here. What do you guys think? Thank you. Let me cut a couple of them out. I really don't like the one with the green. I just like the open flower, like this one, for instance. That one is really pretty. Or the little buds, just to add a little something on the sides. Not necessary, but I just want to show you the option. Maybe add that a little bit down on the bottom and then add another one on this side. This one's a little bit smaller. So what do you guys think? I've got to look at it my way. Sorry, I'm not a good upside down creator. Like this, maybe. I'm thinking just the one flower is perfect. Sometimes you have a tendency to put more stuff in places, and it really doesn't need it. I think it speaks all for itself just the way it is. I just wanted to show you the options, and if you didn't do the rose, like I said, you could do the little lovebirds on the top. You know, if that would have been really pretty with the colors, it would work out really well. You could also sit a cardinal in the middle right here. That would be good. I was trying to think of some other options. So, you guys think just that one flower? That's pretty much it. That's what I had for you this evening. I think it turned out really pretty. I really love the way that looks. The background, the wing. And like I said, you can add a tag with a name to it, or you can write a name on your... My handwriting isn't good enough. I couldn't add a name. I would have to use stamps and do a name. I don't think it needs anything either. I think it is a statement piece in itself, and I just really love it. It just really speaks to me. It tells a story, and you've got love is kind, love up here, and it repeats right here again. There's just enough there to give you the sentiment and to invoke the memory. Let me show this to you one more time, and I don't know if I am going to do anything on the back side. I did paint the sides. I don't even think I am going to edge it in. I might take that gold a little bit and edge it in with that gold. Let's do that real quick. We still got enough time. Let me get a little bit of that gold. That just frames the piece in. That's all it does. and I just go at an angle. It just makes it look like it is a more finished piece, a framed in piece. And I normally use a color that is in the picture or in the design. I'm looking to see where I started, where I still need some. It is really hard to see what is metallic. You might not even pick up on it, but I can tell. It is very subtle. I think that's got it. And there we have it one more time. I appreciate you guys hopping on. If you are new to me and I don't have a schedule anymore, I try to go live on Mondays at 7 still. I might change it to 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. But if you want to know when I'm live, due to my husband's doctor's appointments and other things, thank you, Becky. If you do / notify, you will get a notification on when I'm live, and that'll be about the easiest way. Like I said, due to my husband, he's diabetic and has blood pressure issues. I'm not able to schedule my lives the way I used to anymore. So just do / notify and it'll let you know when I go live, because it is sporadic. I like the 6:30 time slot. How do you guys like the 6:30 time slot? I think that is good. That way you have enough time to watch the Essential Stencil Ambassadors on the page. And it gives me a chance to get everything taken care of that I need to take care of. So I think I'm going to stick with that time slot. I appreciate all of you hopping on. Thank you guys so much. And if there's anything that I can help you, if you have questions, just let me know. I appreciate it. I would like to help you. Thank you, Miss Bonnie. Yeah, that helps you to, and let me know whether it works, because I can't tell whether it works or not. I just really love this piece. This is just amazing. And all my pieces are available. So if there's something that you see you're interested in, message me. Let me know. And I appreciate you guys. I'm not sure if anybody's on the Essential Stencil page tonight. So check it out. Hop over there and see if somebody is on. I don't know whether it being a holiday. No, not sure. Normally Miss Tammy is on. So hop over there. Check it out. And stay warm, stay safe, and I wish you the best in 2026. For those of you that are joining us on our Soul-Filled Saturdays, on Saturday mornings at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, we are doing the book from Donna Parteau, and Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be is the title of it. It is posted on my page, so if you go look at my page, the book title is on there. Miss Trisha, I am not picking names. but I will draw a name. I'm not putting names in my bucket no more. I'll just, at the end of the year, I'm just going to do gifts or maybe in between. So, but I do need to pick a name for last quarter. Let's see, who do we have? Drum roll. Oh, Miss Kimberly is going to get a Happy Mail. So Miss Kimberly will get Happy Mail. And for this new year, I'm just going to sporadically pick a name. And, you know, like every quarter, I'll just randomly pick a name. And I'll send out some Happy Mail and do some things in December. So that is a much better and sufficient way to bless you guys. I just started that. I decided not to do it this year, so you haven't missed anything, Trisha. You guys be blessed. Have an amazing evening, and I will see you next time I hop on with another fun project. And I'm going to turn it down.